Hi everyone, good evening. Now I will try to give some definition about our material for the first meeting. We will talk about language testing. Now, as we know that language testing is used for students or a teacher to test a language. Uh, if you ever heard about TOEFL test, that's kind of language testing. Now we will discuss firstly because this is introduction. So we will learn about the definition first. Here I take the definition from the online dictionary Thesaurus. Here, language as a noun is the principal method of human communication, consisting of words used in a structured and conventional way and conveyed way by speech, writing, or gesture. Of course, as we know that that is the language. As adjective, language definition is a system of communication used by a particular country of community. Yeah, as we know that in language, we have the function of the language here, of course, to communicate for our community. But sometimes in language as also the gesture language or the symbol of language. But here, we will study about language as a communication or use particular or use the organ of our tongue, the organ of our mouth, sorry, tongue sound like that. Okay, now we will continue next to the slide. Now, after we talk about language definition, so we go on to testing definition. Here, of course, I take the definition of testing from dictionary online also. Noun here, the action or process of testing or checking someone or something. Uh, this is example diagnostic testing in symptomatic patients. Adjective testing, I mean that testing the definition as adjective, revealing a person's capabilities by putting them under strange, challenging. It's been quite a testing time for all of us. Yeah, as we know, also testing is some of evaluation for something. Of course, if you ever, I mean that teach your children or your brother or sister at home, of course you evaluate after you teach them. For example, if you teach them grammar, for example, you teach the material is a present tense. So after you give them the definition and what is the present tense, the process of using present tense, of course, you will evaluate your sister or brother how far is or he know about the present tense. If she or he doesn't know doesn't understand clearly, so of course you give them the next material again. I mean that the repetition again. So after the evaluation of the material is standard. Okay, now here, after we have know about language definition and testing definition, so we combine both of them, language testing. So there are some definition of language testing I put here. Language testing is the practice and study or of evaluating the proficiency of an individual in using a particular language effectively. So I put in from internet, Priscilla Allen, 2009, from University of Washington. The second definition is the activity of developing and using language tests. As psychometric activity, language testing traditionally was more concerned with the production, development, and analysis of tests. Recent critical and ethical approaches to language testing have placed more emphasis on the uses of language tests. The purpose of language tests, okay, you point out that statement. The purpose of a language test is to determine a person's knowledge, okay, The purpose of a language test is to determine a person's knowledge and or ability in the language and to discriminate that person's ability from that of others. Such ability may be of different kinds: achievement, proficiency, or aptitude. Tests, unlike scales, consist of specified tests through which language abilities are elected. The term language assessment is used in the free variation of language testing, although it is also used somewhat more widely to include, for example, classroom testing for learning and institutional examination. I take from Alan Davis, University of Edinburgh. The third definition, in the context of language teaching and learning, of course, we need language testing. To assessment refers to the act of collecting information and making judgments about the language learner's knowledge of a language and ability to use it. I take from Carol Capable and Geoff Brindley from University of Iowa State and McGuire, is it exactly or no? I don't know. Yeah. Okay. And the third definition, of course, a teacher has to collecting information or observation from the students to making judgment about language learner, how they know the knowledge that you have transferred for them. We need evaluation. So many kinds of evaluation used for teacher, for example, essay and then multiple choice, and how you to assess them. That's why we need to learn this one, this material. So this material teach us how to evaluate the students when they have known one material. Okay, we go on. Now, the fourth definition. I have to say that this is my personal favorite. It is a species of sortition infinitely preferable to the exchange method of casting lots of honors and offices. It's taken from Edgeworth in his 1000 paper, The Statistic Examination. He said that uh, this is the method. This is the method we honor the learners and offices. So this evaluating or testing, language testing, is the way we honor the learners. We of course, as we agree together. If we give them material, so we of course we evaluate them firstly by observation and then give them evaluation. So what will we do after we have give evaluation, but the score, but the score is low or below of the standard of score? Of course, we have to give again about the material until the learners or student know about our material. It means that repetition needed in this section. So before you test the students, before you test learners, you have to surely that students able to understand what you have given the material about. So if they have understood about the material that you have given, of course, and the last of evaluation, it will give them the good score. I mean that not the good, well score, excellent score to carry on them to study the next level of the material. So of course, the fourth definition said that to honors the learners, we have to evaluate them. Next. Okay, this is the picture of vigor. What is a test? To measure skill, and then a test maybe it means verbally or on paper or computer, config area that requires a test taker to physical performance skill, and testing to find out how well something works, and then what level knowledge or skill has been acquired. Of course, this one. So from the test, we know how about the test taker to physically performance skills, or how well something works. I mean that our material, yeah. And also the last one is testing. Tell what level of knowledge or skill has been acquired. From test we know, from evaluation we know how, what level of knowledge or skill has been acquired. Okay, the next, nah, later on I will try to translate in Bahasa, yeah. Types of language skill. In our material, because we talk about language testing, we talk about language. Here we talk about English language. So we focus with this language skill: listening, speaking, reading, and writing. Okay. Now in listening, uh, we have listening, reading, writing. In English, have TOEFL test, TOEIC, TOEIC. Okay. In speaking, I don't know exactly is that really have tests, but I believe that if you want to go abroad, speaking is needed to know. It's important to know by the students who want to learn abroad. Okay, in listening, of course, and listening in TOEFL test, we have 3 or more parts: a short story and long story. Reading, of course, have their story, and then after you read, understood about that story, you answer the questions, some questions. Uh, in TOEFL, yeah, sorry. In TOEFL, writing, I think that's I replaces it as a structure. Okay, there's structure, grammar, structure, and what is the difference between them, ma'am? Mostly it's not different, but if you have know the grammar, so it means that of course you know the structure of that language. So sometimes in structure of language we learn, the test is about you choose the wrong and the right one. So not only you choose the right but also the wrong one. Okay, types of language skill here, we have to able to know about the test. So as we know that to test the fourth of language skill, we need TOEFL tests. Some of the TOEFL tests, there's a standard, that is a standard test for us to know about the evaluation. What level is students or learners know about this knowledge. So that is the last of the slide. Hopefully this is only the introduction, yeah, introduction of this material. Okay, now I try to translate into bahasa. Kalau kita bicara language testing, pasti kita terbayang dengan evaluasi. Nah, dalam pembelajaran ini, karena ini masih introduction, evaluasi itu dibutuhkan untuk seorang guru ataupun siapapun sebagai parameter apakah materi kita itu berhasil digunakan. Nih, kalau dia di dalam bahasa Indonesia, penelitian bahasa Indonesia ada PTK. Nah, di PTK itu ada, kalau nggak salah itu ada observasi. Nah, setelah pertama diberikan materi, diobservasi, baru dievaluasi. Jika evaluasi itu tidak ataupun nilainya di bawah standar penilaian, maka dilakukan siklus kedua. Apakah bisa siklus ketiga, Mem? Ya, bisa. Untuk apa? Untuk melihat bagaimana kemampuan siswa setelah diberi materi. Begitu dia. Jadi, evaluasi dalam setiap pendidikan itu sangat penting. Sehingga menunjukkan di level berapa siswa itu mampu mengerjakan materi yang kita berikan. Nah, selanjutnya untuk yang namanya untuk mentes itu itu salah satu cara juga untuk mengulang. Jadi dengan cara repetition atau pengulangan bisa saja siswa itu mampu melewati tes yang di bawah rata-rata atau kalau di sekolah KKM. Itu dia ya. Nah, itu dia pertemuan hari ini. Harapan Mem kalian mampu melihat ataupun kedepannya nanti melihat bagaimana language testing itu. Nah, karena kita jurusan bahasa Inggris, maka ada 4 language skill yang Mem berikan tadi. Language skill pertama itu